saw Negroes celebrating. I saw Negroes laughing at us when they thought the school was going to be sold. I saw you ninjas. They was on YouTube celebrating our demise. They was on YouTube having a block party. Dr. Umar about to lose his schools. One thing you need to understand about me, I don't care what you think about me. The reason I'm the #1 black scholar on the planet Earth, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. I look kind of good today. Ladies, what's my complexion? Is that dark cinnamon? Is that cherry wood? What color is the complexion, ladies? Melanin drip. Melanin is dripping. I look mighty fine today.
Dr. Umar insists that unless you're actively contributing to the construction of his school, whether through donations, labor, or direct involvement, you have no right to question his progress or methods. In his view, criticism is only valid if it comes from those who are financially or physically invested in the project. Otherwise, he believes your opinion holds no weight.
If you are not a donor, or if you have not done more for the African race than I have, I don't answer your questions. You Tubians can't ask me shit, because you don't do anything but sit on the internet and talk shit.
It's like a mechanic saying, if you can't repair your engine, don't ask why your car won't start. Each time Umar goes live, there's a small sense of anticipation. Maybe this time he's figured things out. Maybe he's ready to talk about enrollment, staff hiring, administrative planning, or the curriculum. Parents in Delaware are still holding out hope for a genuine educational opportunity for their children. They're not looking for another impassioned speech. They want a functioning school. But the moment the stream starts, the reality becomes clear. Nothing has moved forward. Rather than outlining a concrete plan, we're met with another lengthy session of blame shifting and justifications. At that point, you start wondering, will this school ever open?
They keep on blocking me. I don't know if it's the Pretendians at your college. I don't know if it's the Rainbow Gang at your college. I don't know if it's the jealous black bourgeoisie scholars at your college. But Morehouse College and Howard University, there's a conspiracy against Dr. Umar.
Yes, another live stream was posted a few days ago, and I felt compelled to respond. It seems Umar is determined to keep pushing the same narrative. He says what he wants without any indication of meaningful progress. Instead of giving parents information on how to enroll their children, he spends his time targeting critics and calling out what he refers to as struggle streamers.
Y'all was laughing, celebrating, clapping, praying on my demise. Well, guess what, you dusty, struggle streaming ass bums? Guess what? You're gonna have to do a whole lot more than that. Don't you let these beta male, zesty ass, simp ass sit on their ass all day and make YouTube video struggle streamers. Don't you let them turn you against me. Streamers can't ask me shit. You don't do nothing but sit on the internet and make money off my name. I'm feeding your damn family. How many struggle streamers I'm feeding? How many struggle streamers I'm giving them money for Christmas?
He behaves as if YouTubers are somehow responsible for laying bricks or hiring faculty. But the reality is, we have no role in building this school. The idea wasn't ours, it was yours, Dr. Umar. You've spent 10 years collecting donations, and yet, there's been no real progress. That's the core issue. He presents critics as obstacles to construction, but in truth, the only barrier between the school and its completion is Dr. Umar himself. According to him, the world is conspiring against his efforts. When people believed the school project had failed, he claimed they were laughing. He blames everyone, from women with dyed hair and elders without teeth, to institutions like Howard University, Morehouse, and random individuals online. In his view, this criticism validates his importance. If people mock him, it means he's relevant. If creators earn money responding to him, he takes that as a personal victory. But that's just deflection, not responsibility. It's like a mayor brushing off corruption by saying, at least comedians are getting content out of it. This situation isn't about jokes or internet memes. It's about the disarray he's allowed to grow, and pay attention to how the focus has shifted. There's no talk of hiring educators, buying books, or enrolling students. The conversation is centered around YouTubers. He's more engaged in online drama than in building a real institution. He seems more satisfied with being discussed than being effective. He takes pride in being a source of content for others, but shows little pride in providing a real education for children. People in Delaware aren't concerned with the so-called struggle streamers. They're waiting for classrooms and a working school. They care about whether their child has a chance at something meaningful. Umar acts as if his critics are somehow responsible for laying the foundation. But the truth is, no one is blocking his path. No one is barring the doors. The only reason the school hasn't opened is because Umar hasn't made it happen. So instead of sharing updates on progress, we get another response video aimed at his critics. Instead of offering a sense of direction, he shifts the conversation away from the issue. And with every detour, the original vision of this academy drifts further from reality. No one is cheering for the failure of a school. That's the part Umar consistently avoids addressing. The criticism isn't about the idea of a school, it's about the failure to bring that idea to life. It's about the frustration surrounding a 10-year fundraising effort with no launch date in sight. People aren't making fun of the goal. They're calling out Umar's unwillingness to take real steps toward achieving it. And instead of reflecting inward, Umar continues to point fingers outward.
They was laughing, brothers and sisters. They was carrying on. Oh, he gonna lose the school. Y'all gonna lose all your donations. Yada, 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 yada. I saw one chick with a blind weave in her damn head talking down on my school. And you got lice and maggots in your damn head with that blind weave. I never thought when I started the FDMG campaign that black people would try to make fun of our setbacks and shortcomings. I never knew that.
People wouldn't be laughing if there was a real school operating, with actual students inside. But a decade later, all we see is a building. There are no classrooms in use, no students enrolled, only repeated explanations, and people are growing tired of hearing the same excuses. They want to see the school finally open. Umar frequently uses distraction and deflection as tools to maintain support and keep his followers loyal. Many of them genuinely believe he's doing everything he can to bring the school to life, and that there are people working against him. But that doesn't match the facts. From the outside, it appears the only person standing in the way of progress is Umar himself.
You're gonna have to do a whole lot more than that if you want to take down King Kong consciousness. You better come a whole lot harder than that if you want to take down me, Iron Man Ifatunde. Iron Man Ifa.
This is what frustrates people the most. After years of collecting donations and delivering speech after speech filled with promises, Umar still hasn't presented a concrete plan. There's no confirmed launch date, no publicly named staff, and no clearly defined administrative structure to show how the school will operate. Supporters and observers aren't asking for perfection. They're simply asking for transparency and measurable progress. But instead of offering clarity, Umar continues to deflect, shifting focus away from the real questions that deserve answers.
Here's what you need to understand. I do not respond to anybody with questions about FDMG if you are not a donor or if you have not done more for the race than I have. I'm going to say it again. If you are not a donor or if you have not done more for the African race than I have, I don't answer your question.
This statement is completely unreasonable. When you raise money from the public has every right to ask questions. You don't need to be a donor to expect transparency. Personally, I haven't contributed financially to Dr. Umar's cause. But as a YouTuber, and more importantly, as a member of the public, I still have the right to offer critique. Everyone has that right. This school is meant to serve children in Delaware. We should be able to seek answers. We should be able to expect regular updates. His inability to handle even basic accountability is concerning. The irony here is that his entire platform is based on exposing dishonesty, challenging institutions, and calling out double standards. Yet when it comes to his own project, he adopts those same tactics, avoiding questions, shifting expectations, and framing himself as the victim. That alone explains a lot about why the school remains unopened. And here's a possibility worth considering. Could it be that Umar is simply afraid? Perhaps he realizes he's unprepared for what running an actual school entails, because it takes much more than speeches to make it work. It comes down to practical realities, logistics, management, compliance, qualified educators, and proper allocation of funds. Even LeBron James, with all his resources, opened the I Promise School and still faced harsh criticism for underwhelming academic results. If someone with LeBron's backing struggles, what realistic chance does Umar have? Yet instead of acknowledging how difficult this is, Umar often sidesteps the topic. He veers off topic like someone with ADHD, even though he's publicly expressed doubt that ADHD is a legitimate diagnosis.
Big reason why we got so much so-called ADHD. Ain't no discipline in your home.
I don't know about you, but watching one of his rants really gives the impression of scattered focus. Umar thrives as a strong online presence. He knows how to provoke and capture attention. But charisma doesn't build schools. Insulting how his critics look won't help purchase books or bring on qualified teachers. Still, this is where he directs most of his energy. It's much easier to take shots at streamers and online personalities than to acknowledge there's no clear roadmap or deadline for the school. And here's the unfortunate reality. Most people aren't rooting for him to fail. In fact, even his most vocal critics would probably prefer to see a functioning school in Delaware over another year of reactive live streams. Because if the school were to open, there's a real possibility it could help children, and by extension uplift the community. That's more important than any individual's reputation. But until that happens, the pattern continues. Rant, deflect, insult, repeat. And the school stays an idea, still not an actual institution, and the main obstacle isn't the critics, the content creators, or even those he labels as enemies. The biggest barrier appears to be Dr. Umar himself. We'll keep monitoring the situation and report how it unfolds, just like we do with everything else on this channel. If you're interested in this kind of coverage, don't forget to subscribe.